Hiya, just want to show you the best sentence games that we've found. Now these games are free and online. Learning sentences can be difficult for children, and if you can use as many different ways as you can to try and get them engaged, motivated and interested in this subject, the better. Now one of these ways is by using online games. There's about 10 here, I think. If you want the links to these games, we have an article on the site that lists them all, and we also have the individual links below this. You can also see the chapters at the bottom of the video. Now they're not in any particular order, but I have used them all in my classrooms. So let's take a look at the first one. The first one is from the BBC. It's called Small Town Superheroes, and actually in the game, as you can see on the screen, they've got lots of different subjects for English, prefixes, suffixes and sentences. We'll just look at the sentence one here. It's about a guy called Ernie who's going to manage a park. It is designed for younger learners, and in the actual quiz or the actual game there's only about 5 or 6 sentences, but the animation is great in this game. It's a simple put the sentences in order game. You can choose between easy and hard, and then he goes to the park. He has to look at the sentence, put it in the order to finish. It will tell you when they get it wrong, but it won't punish them for getting it wrong. Check out the game a little bit.
Thanks for helping out while I go on my lunch break, MC Ernie.
Drag the words into the right order to create a sentence.
So you can see on the screen, has to put the sentence in the correct order. And then
The park closes at 10 o'clock.
he does a pretty terrible rap. You can see up at the top they've got 5 markers to tell you if it's correct. So there's 5 questions. We won't go through the whole game because you can try this yourself. The link is at the bottom.
To create a sentence.
Okay, so let's have a look at number 2.
We meant to be.
Tap the arrow keys or use your keyboard to move Floyd left and right. Collect as many coins as you can, but watch out for obstacles.
Number 2 is from education.com. Now normally you have to pay a monthly fee for them, but there's a few games on there that you can play for free. How long that lasts, I don't know. This one is pretty good. This one is actually really well made. It may be for more advanced learners a little bit, because it asks them to spot what is a complete sentence and what is a sentence fragment, as they call it, and they have to put them into these
treasure to collect it.
urns, these jars. If they do, they get a little reward, and then they carry on with the game. There's 2 games in this, or 2 little mini tasks. The first one is the one you just saw, and then the second one is to spot a complete sentence from a wall. Very much like Indiana Jones. They can collect coins, they can run through the tunnel. Here's the one with the wall, so they have to choose which one is a complete sentence. A snake slithered up Floyd's backpack would be the sentence. That's all there is to it. It's quite long, so this one's going to take you maybe 10 minutes, depending on your group, maybe 15. Not just because of the questions, but because the gameplay is quite involved. You can see they got cats running around, there's 5 of these, and it goes on all the way to the end when they complete it. Pretty good game though.
In the great outdoors, forever.
Number 3, my new favourite. I used to have a favourite on Turtle Diary, but that was made a flash and it's disappeared. I've left it on the article because I hope it comes back. This one is a Game of Thrones theme, which is probably not the best thing for the learners who need to learn this. It asks them to build the wall, the Great Northern Wall. Uses things like the night is long and full of errors, or you know nothing, Floyd snore. Really, it's asking them to build a sentence, but it's asking them to spot proper nouns. And with the proper nouns, the way it distinguishes them is to put it in a capital letter. It is fun. Probably more fun for a teacher than a student, but it can be as long as you want, so you can have this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes in your classroom, and it'll work well. Pretty cool, actually.
Awesome.
Free.
The driver sings a slimy hot chocolate.
Number 4 is from Turtle Diary. I like their stuff. I hope they do get the games they had on Flash to a player on the internet that works. That would be great. This one is Mad Sentences, or Mad Libs, I think it was called. Basically, all they've got to do is choose 5 different things that can be part of a sentence, and then it will read them, and you can ask them to read them. Not so much of a game as a silly sentence maker, but what it will do is get them reading, because they have to read the sentence. You can do this as long as you want in a class. I do it 5 or 6 times, just so they can build their own, which gives them ownership a little bit more.
Father hops a small aeroplane in the fairy world.
Roy the Zebra, no idea why it's called that, has been around since I first started teaching 13, 14 years ago, if I remember, long time. This one it's a sentence game because they have to read the sentence, but kind of have to vocabulary check as well. So they're looking to put the right word into the sentence. Some of it is tenses, some of it is nouns. So it really is kind of a sentence game in the loosest term. So they have called it sentences that make sense. Still, quick game, shoots a rocket into the thing, and kids will play it. This one's probably better to send home than do in a classroom, because there's more child-friendly options you can do, bigger games you can do in the classroom. Number 6 is one of ours, Sentence Bridge Builder. Made this about a year ago with some help. 2 versions of this game. One where they have to spot the word that's missing. So look at me, not look listening me, and drag it in. And another version, which we'll do in a bit because I go through all 10 on this one. Another version where the entire sentence has to be built. So they have to build the entire bridge. This is also on Google sometimes. But it's on my website to play for free in classrooms or anywhere else. It should be on Google and Apple, but there's always an issue. It might be the paid version, so sorry about that if it is. Because the adverts for games for children, I'm a teacher. I know I've blocked all the weird adverts, but they keep coming back to me to say, can't have this, can't have that. I don't really understand because it's Google's adverts. So they take them down. This summer, because there's quite a lot of these ones, I'll go through them. At the moment, I'm concentrating on putting them online because these games are actually best played in classrooms on big whiteboards or on computers. I made the apps as a side project, but if you want them on your iPads, they're there. Well, they should be there. This goes through 10 each level, then it gets more difficult. They'll have 4 words, 5 words, up to 6 words. You can actually change the animal. So if you don't want the bear, you can have tiger, zebra, giraffe, hippo, lion, loads of them, which I show you in this video. Link is at the bottom. That's all about it. There is to it. Quite a simple game. Bridge Builder will show you just a couple. So this one, as you can see, is make the sentence, not just find the word. That makes it a little bit more challenging. Again, 10 in each level. That's all there is to it. Okay, this one is literally my oldest game that we made. It's called Sentence Scramble. I changed the name for the online version. 3 different versions, as you can see on the bottom here: countdown, picture, and hints. Countdown is this one. All they have to do is press a tile that they want to move, and then press the tile they want to swap it with. This will make a sentence or not. So this is small, you press this and is. Moves it. I am 5, you want 5 at the end, you press that and I. Now this is fairly easy with three word sentences, as proved by just do it or we said no. But when it gets to 4 words or 5 words, it gets much more difficult. And it's timed. Each time they complete a level, it adds a little bit of time to the clock at the top. Realistically, they won't be able to complete this. Some people have complained saying, why have you put a timer in there? The reason is it's made for classrooms. So you don't want your best students standing at the front for 10 minutes. You want them to have a certain amount of time so you can get somebody else to try and then somebody else. That's why there's a timer in it. In the app, I think I've put it so there's an option. You can have the clock or not have the clock. Obviously when they play, I think they'll be slower. That's all there is to it. In the next video, that I'll show you, without me probably, but I'll show you the other 2 versions. If you're still watching, congratulations, quite a long video. This is the picture video, the picture game for our same game. Just gives them a clue with a picture on there. The bike is red, I am sleepy, the phone is old, that sort of thing. So it gives them a bit of a picture to get the idea. And then we also have a hints one, which is asking them to read a question or a statement and then put the answer in the correct order. So, what colour is the fish? The fish is purple. These are to give them a bit of help in case they need it. They usually start with four words because they've got the help, so they can work it out.
Sometimes you need to go.
And lastly, we've got Turtle Diary again, and this one is a matching pairs game. So they have to read the beginning of the sentence, which is in light green, and then find the end of the sentence, which is orange. Very simple, works well. It keeps going. There's a few rounds of this, I think there's 5 rounds. It's not the most jazzy or exciting game, but it does what it needs to do.
Wonderful.
It's asking them to match sentences, more for meaning than sentence construction, but it still works. Some of the language in it is quite difficult, so I tend to use this with my older students rather than my younger ones. That's all there is to it. So there's our top 9 or 10 best free online games for learning sentences, sentence construction, sentence meaning, but that is just one way of learning how to construct a sentence or to read for meaning. There's lots of different ways. There's songs, videos, teachers of course, worksheets, projects, guided writing, guided reading. All these things can help. On our website we aim to try and cover as many bases as we can. The reason is children learn differently. They all have different motivations, different backgrounds, different experiences. So we try and clump as much as we can together to give them as much of a chance. The links to all these games are at the bottom. If you want them all together, then the first link is our article, which is the 10 best free online sentence games, and they're all listed there. Some of those links, 2 of them, are placeholders because in January there was a update and Adobe Flash does not work. Now you probably know this if you're a teacher, a lot of games, not most, but a lot of games stopped working when this happened. Turtle Diary was hit hard, Room Recess is doing okay, but there's some that were hit hard. The games in this video, all not Flash. The games in the article, 2 are Flash, and I left them in there because I know that these websites are working through and trying to get them to work again. It takes time. I'm a teacher who has made games. It's not easy. It really isn't. So if you're a teacher who hasn't made games, bear with these websites. They will come back and they will do it. All of ours are okay because I use something different, but some of these websites, they were hit hard. That's why I'm leaving these links in there. So if you go to it and go, oh, it doesn't work, that's why there's 2 in there that don't. And same for the other videos I make about the best diagraph games or the best CVC or the best adverbs or adjectives. Things change, and hopefully these websites will update them. Okay, enough from me, too much talking. Hope you enjoy the games. Feel free to subscribe if it was useful to you, and feel free to check out the site. Catch you later. Bye.